You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, I was absolutely stunned when we got the news about Phillip Rivers. Now, Phillip Rivers hasn't played in the NFL in a very, very, very long time, folks. We're talking about the 2020 season. Yes, it's been that long. Phillip Rivers has had a very, very good career, folks. But the Indianapolis Colts, who are pretty much decimated at quarterback, they have now resorted to bringing 44-year-old Phillip Rivers out of retirement. This is absolutely astonishing, guys. Now, he worked out with the team yesterday. Apparently, he looked good. But you guys got to remember, there was no pass rush coming for him. None. He hasn't seen a pass rusher in like 5 years. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can actually still throw the football. I'm pretty sure that he can. I told you guys, I saw Roger Staubach, who's like almost 80. About 4 years ago, man, he could actually still fling a football. But he's super old, and there was no pass rush coming to him. Now, I believe there's a stipulation, though, here with Phillip Rivers. He's signing to the practice squad. And by the way, next year, he's actually up for the Hall of Fame. Now, even if he didn't unretire, I don't think Phillip Rivers is actually going to make it on the first ballot. I really don't. Not sure if he'll actually make it at all. But since he's actually going to the practice squad, he's still eligible for the Hall next year. The only way it actually resets is if he actually signs with the team. He actually makes the active roster. Then he won't be eligible until 2031. So let's go ahead and dive into this news, guys. This is huge right here. Here we go. Right over here. QB Phillip Rivers unretiring to sign with Colts. Yeah, the Colts are decimated, folks. Daniel Jones towards Achilles. He's done. The backup also down. And they're actually still trying to make the playoffs here. Says here, Phillip Rivers is adding one more chapter to his NFL story. The longtime star QB, who retired after the 2020 season, his 17th in the NFL, is rejoining the Indianapolis Colts on their practice squad, sources told ESPN. Amid an injury crisis that has left them with 3 sideline quarterbacks. Rivers worked out for the Colts on Monday evening. The news comes one day after Rivers' 44th birthday, instantly making him the oldest active player in the NFL. I mean, maybe they could actually try to call Tom Brady, but, well, I guess not, since he's actually an owner of the Raiders. Anyway, I digress. That positions him to be an option to play in place of third-string QB Riley Leonard, who sustained a knee injury while relieving Daniel Jones in Sunday's loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jones sustained a right Achilles tear and will undergo season-ending surgery this week. Anthony Richardson Sr., who began the season as their number 2 quarterback, has been on injured reserve since October after suffering a serious facial fracture and an equipment failure involving stretching bands. Yeah, they almost had no choice, guys. They almost had no choice whatsoever. It goes on. It says, it remains to be seen what Rivers' immediate role will be. Leonard's status for the Colts game next week and the Seattle Seahawks versus the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday is still unclear. The team is hoping for more clarity on Wednesday, according to a source. On Monday, Coach Shane Shichin left the door open. When asked whether Leonard would play Sunday, he said, "That's the hope. We'll see how it goes." A source told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Monday night that Leonard had a strained knee ligament and was considered week to week. Man, wow. If Leonard can't play, Rivers might enter the picture. And something's telling me, guys, if anything, Phillip Rivers is going to be on the active roster on the sideline. I mean, the Colts don't have any QBs. They have none. So something's telling me, guys, his Hall of Fame status is going to be reset to 2031 because the Colts are that desperate. I mean, this is absolutely astonishing, guys. Yeah, it even mentions here, Rivers is currently a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class 2026. Per the Hall of Fame, Rivers signing to the Colts practice squad has no effect on his eligibility. However, if he signs to the Colts active roster, his eligibility clock would reset whether or not he takes a snap in a game, and he wouldn't be eligible again to 2031. Yeah, so just him being elevated to the active roster, which I think is a strong possibility, guys. 2031 is the first time he's actually going to be eligible for the Hall. Now, if you look over here, man, his last season in 2020, he was 39 years old, and he was pretty good. He had 24 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. He completed 68% of his passes, and his QB rating was 97. That's not bad. That's actually really good. However, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, no Phillip Rivers. Yeah. If he gets into the game, guys. Now, I'm rooting for Phillip Rivers. I'm rooting for him, man, because I don't know if we've seen anything like this where a player has to come out of retirement 5 years when they actually took their last snap. He's going to be slow. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be slow. And pass rushers should be licking their chops at him. He's going to have to take hits. He may actually get into the game, man. I think this practice squad thing, that ain't going to last. The Colts are that desperate. They're that desperate, folks. They're trying to get into the playoffs. So they don't really have much of a choice. They really, really don't, guys. They have no quarterbacks. None. So this is going to be very, very interesting, guys. They are 8-5 right now. They're actually behind the Houston Texans. So the Colts are just slightly out of the playoff picture because the Texans are actually in the 7th spot right now. They're tied. And they lost 3 in a row. So they are desperate to try and save their season, folks. So what do? You got to go out there and get an old man in Phillip Rivers because that's all you got. That's all you got. So let me know what you guys think. Wow. Phillip Rivers signing with the Colts. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.